Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters. Shalom to you again. This is your brother Arya Mori, Arya Israel, right here for Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All praise and glory to none other than our Creator, our Sustainer, our Cherisher, our power, our everything. We're talking about the Creator of the heavens and the earth and everything therein. All praises, all praises, all praises. We cannot say that enough. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Way. Thank you all, also, brothers and sisters, again for tuning in right here to Liberation Tabernacle of Yah on behalf of my good brother, the Moray David Israel. We thank you always for listening to all of our podcasts, all of our videos and shows and things and classes that we do. We greatly do appreciate you as well. And before I get started for this here class, I'd like to remind you of how you can check our brother, the Moray David Israel, out on our other podcast station, because I do the YouTube video, the ministry right here on the YouTube, and he basically handles and run the other podcasts, such as that you can catch on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Amazon, Pandora, and all of those where you can catch all your major podcasts. That's where you can catch Liberation Tabernacle of Yah, and you hear the classes by my good brother Moray David Israel, and he had a wonderful class just other than Shabbat. And let me do my screen sharing so y'all can see. This right here is from the Talk Shoe page where he actually hosts a show right on Talk Shoe. But like I said, when he hosted on here, it get distributed throughout all the places like iHeart and all those places I talked about. But this is our other page, and I put the link once again in the description. But this is our page where you can go back and check out all the videos. I mean, not all the videos, all the podcasts and things right here. This is our other page that we do outside of YouTube. But this is the last show that he did right here, brothers and sisters, talking about, it's titled, Why Was Esau Really Hated? Why was Esau really hated? And this, again, we really don't teach that Esau doctrine that the white man is, Esau and all of this stuff, but brothers going into something with this. So you want to check this class right here out. Why was Esau really hated? Check this out. There was a class that was done by the good brother Moray David Israel. Yes, sir. Right there on TalkShoe. But like I said, check it out on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Amazon, all of those stuff. Just look for Liberation Tabernacle of Yah, brothers and sisters. Just check it out. Check it out. Let's go back here. Yeah, like I said again today, I just want to come in here briefly and talk to you today, my brothers and sisters, about the duty of Yah's chosen people. The duty of Yah's chosen people. What is that duty that Yah gave his chosen people, Israel? What is that duty that Yah gave to his chosen and his treasured people, Israel? And the reason that I'm bringing this out is a couple of reasons, because we need to know. That's number one. When I listen to and look out and I see brothers and sisters who are saying that they are Israel, there's a lot of things that's, being espoused, being taught that, Yah is not dealing with any other people other than just Israel. He don't care about any other nation, all of this type of thing. He don't care about all these other nations, just only Israel. And especially when I hear a lot of this stuff really being espoused from a lot of the groups that's, come up out of the One West teaching and things of this nature. We hear a lot of this, but really is that what Torah says? Is that what Torah says? Because, Torah is the foundation of all of it. Torah is the foundation of all of it. I don't care what else, we have the prophets, we have the wisdoms, we have all of that, but nothing supersedes Torah. You hear what I said? Nothing supersedes Torah. What is Torah, y'all? Y'all know what Torah is. You got to explain that. But those who may be from Christian and, Christian listening in. Now, this is my, what they call Torah. Now, it's called the Kamash here. This says the Kamash because this is Stone Edition. The Kamash is still what we call the Torah, right? And what is the Torah? Like they say the first 5 books of Moshe, the first 5 books of Moses, or the commandments and things that was laid down by Moshe, right? That's Torah. Like I said, even though this says Stone Tanakh, it's Stone Tanakh, even though it says Kamash. But what is Torah? Torah is, what we have Torah is the teachings and instructions. The teachings and instructions. Some people say law, but it's the teachings and instructions of the Most High. It truly is, and that's because that's where we get it from. We get it from the Most High. Moses got it from the Most High. So Torah is nothing but would say the teachings or the instructions of the Most High. So this is the Torah. This only pertained the first 5 books. That's it. Nothing else. The first 5 books. So nothing supersede an Israelite, a tradition or customs or dealing with us than this Torah. Nothing else. Now the prophets. So even with the prophets, what do they go by? Their guide was Torah. That's what they kept and tried to, and they were promoting Torah always. And so this is nothing, like I said again, I got to put emphasis on this. Nothing supersede Torah, not even nothing what the prophets, how the prophets is, because all the prophets went this, upholding this, Torah, right? But anyway, brothers, let's get it. I want to start today. Let me do my screen share. Start off today with, now I'm going to go here with my Complete Jewish Study Bible. Now I'm just going to put my Jewish Complete Study Bible on the screen. I put that on the screen because that's one of the tools that I use as well to study with. And I need to touch on that. Let me come back. Let me touch on that right fast. Somebody did ask me a question, so let me answer that question right fast. I got to find that name because I want to give a shout out to them as well. But someone asked me, let me find that. What translations do I actually follow? And I really, brothers and sisters, I study what translations actually do I study with. I study with several different translations, brothers and sisters. If y'all see, I had my camera, and I study with all different translations. I read a lot of different translations. I go through them as a student and just read through them and see, the different variations of how things are worded. So do I have a special translation that I really just deal with and just go, I can't say that I do. Now, most of the ones I have I really pull out is this one right here a lot. Now, my Complete Jewish Study Bible. Now, I would have to say, y'all, this is a messianic study. This is a messianic, as they say, study Bible. But there are some things I go in, I like, because it has, like, what we would say, sacred names. They have things, some study notes in it here, a lot of study notes. But you got to watch it because, like I said, this is messianic again. So even when I go in and try to read anything and try to, with that so-called New Testament, you still get that so-called Jewish perspective so you can understand it from not a Christian perspective. And not to say I'm trying to, learn about the Yahweh Shai, but I go in and I read that because study from that to learn how they're, and get their thinking, right? Their thinking, even from that so-called Jewish perspective of what they're teaching. So no, there's not a particular translation that I just study in particular. Like some people, they only deal with the King James Version. They don't study nothing else but the King James Version. Not I. I study a lot of different ones. So yeah, my library, I even have a Catholic version over here, Catholic Study Bible. So yeah, so my library is complete with a lot of different things. So, but let me get into this. Let's go ahead and get into this. What is the duty of Yah's chosen people? What is the duty of Yah's chosen people? Now, like I said, I'm gonna put this on the screen. Now, this is my Complete Jewish Study Bible, like the one I showed you. But this is coming from Esau today, and I'm gonna read I think I'm going to read here from my Stone edition, even though I'm going to have the Complete Jewish Study Bible on screen. Since I can't show y'all the Stone edition, I'm going to read from the Stone edition. Let's start off in the book of Shemot, what they say, call it Exodus. We're going to start at we're going to start at chapter 19, right? We're going to start at chapter 19, and we're going to just go at verse 3. Now, according to the Stone Tanakh they have here, they call it God's proposal, the Elohim's proposal. Let's start 19 and 3. Can we start there? Like I said, y'all will see on the screen my Complete Jewish Study Bible, but I'm actually reading from my Stone edition to Tanakh. All right, let's go. It says, Moshe ascended to the Elohim, and Yahweh Elohim called to him from the mountain, saying, so shall you say to the house of Yaakov or Jacob, and relate to the children of Israel. You have seen what I did in Egypt, and that I have bore you on the wings of eagles and brought you to me. And now you, excuse me. So I get verse 5. And now, if you hearken, I don't like the word, how they use the word hearken, but now if you hearken, or if you listen well to my voice and observe my covenant, you shall be to me the most beloved treasure of all the people, for mine is the entire world. For you shall be a kingdom of ministers and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the children of Israel. So this here, when we're seeing this is what the Most High told to Moses, right? And what he commissioned to Moses. Now, there's some things that I really, I brought this because there's some things I want to point out in here. Now, I'm going to read here back from on my screen now instead of the Stone edition. I'm going to go back here and read from my screen. We're going to go to verse 5. There's some things here that Yah gave them, as the Stone edition had on the side, like a, heading of what this is about. They call it God's proposal. They said God proposal, Elohim's proposal. And he did. He gave Israel a proposal. And he gave them a criteria. Now, a lot of us, we go around saying we God's chosen, we chosen of God. But there's something that the Most High set a criteria and a standard for first, right? Now let's go back to verse 5. He says, now if, y'all see that the two letters there, if, y'all see that? Now, if you will pay attention to what I say and keep my covenant, says, then you will be my own treasure from among all the people, for all the earth is mine. But check this out, brother. There's two words here. That's that word if, and then it says then. There's something that you have to do first, brothers and sisters, to say that and to get to be Yah's treasured people. We just go around saying we God's chosen people, we the Israelites, we God. This ain't nothing. No. You God gave you, or the Most High gave you, something to fulfill first, something that you had to meet an obligation first, right? It just wasn't saying, hey, I'm just gonna snatch you up and let you be. Y'all go around here hollering about you, my special people, you this and no. God Most High said first. He says, now if you will pay attention, careful attention. That's first of all. If you will pay careful attention to what I say and keep my covenant, then, see, once we start listening, as the other one said, we start listening and as it said, hearken and pay attention to his voice and observe his covenant. It says, then, and only then. Once you do that, it says, then you will be my own treasured from amongst all the people, for the earth is mine. And but here's the duty, right? And then here's the other thing. The reason I'm asking is that what is the duty of Yah's chosen people? Here it is, verse 6. And once we do this, once we, listen careful to his instructions and keep the covenant, And then here, verse 6, give it to you, our duty as Israelites on this planet. Whether you like it or not, if you're Israel, this is what you are obligated to do. And you will be a kingdom of Kohen. Some versions say priest, and I'll show you that. It says, but then you will be a kingdom of Kohen for me, a nation set apart. These are the words you are to speak to the people of Israel. This is what Yah says. And you will be a kingdom of Kohen for me, and a nation set apart. Let me show y'all some other version. King James will say, verse 6. Y'all got the King James version right here. Y'all see what the King James says. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. Some even says, see some version that even has the word minister there. It has the word minister or priest and minister. But we know, coming from these different translations, they inserted the word priest because, you had these Catholic versions and Christology and things that inserted these in here. But this is the thing, Kohen from Hebrew. And I want to read a note coming out of my Stone edition. This is a footnote here out of my Stone edition. And it goes into context dealing with verse 6. Now, here's the Stone edition. It says, now, when it's talk about, and you'll be a kingdom of Kohen. Let me stop sharing here for a second. Take this off. Bam. Now, my Stone edition, I'm going into a note here. Let me show y'all something, brothers. So, see, I'm reading from my Stone edition, and I have a note at the bottom, right? What they call footnotes, right? And this is what it says. It says, footnote for verse 19 and 6, a kingdom of ministers, although usually translated as priests, right? It says, in context of this verse, meaning that the entire nation is to be dedicated to leading the world toward an understanding and acceptance of the Most High's mission. Let me say that again. This is what it is, brothers and sisters. It says that in the context of this verse, meaning that the entire nation, talking about Israel, is to be dedicated to leading the world towards understanding and accepting the Most High's mission. All praises due to the Most High Yah. Let me slide that over here out of the way for a sec. Now, I have another one here, and then this is my other one. I like to study out of this one here, too, brothers and sisters, out of Oxford, the Jewish Study Bible here that was done by Oxford, and it has pertaining to the Torah, the Ketuvim, and the Torah, the Netzavim, and the Ketuvim, right? This is the Tanakh. By Oxford. This is a great study Bible, man. I tell y'all, this is a great one here. You might want to get this one, brothers. Want to get it, but it goes into a note as well with that verse right there, and it says, "Although all the people of the world are mine," it says, "You obey my covenant. It is you who shall be my kingdom of priests and a holy nation, enjoying the statute of priests," right? And it says, and later Jewish nations converted this from a promise to a responsibility, requiring the entire Jewish people, not just the priests, to live by a code of holiness, God's commandments, and to serve as priests, bringing knowledge of him to the world. Bringing knowledge of him to the world. And this is why I'm here today, brothers and sisters, and talking on this and touching on this today, because that is our duty and obligation as Israel. As Israel. This is our whole duty, as we are told, and Ecclesiastics, right? This is our duty, brothers and sisters. We are to be ministers, Kohen, as it says, or that other one says that priest, to the whole world. That is our obligation. We're supposed to, I know, brothers and sisters, that some people talk about, they just for Israel only. Like I said again, they say that we are not, Yah ain't dealing with no other nation. He's only dealing with the children of Israel. But that's not so. He's dealing with Yah is he's dealing with us and teaching us first. Israel. He was to raise us up, teach us. When he said, I grab you by the hand. Talk about Israel. But we are supposed, our obligation and our duty is to learn Yah's instructions. We said Torah. Learn his instructions. Learn what Yah commandeth. And when he's giving us commandments and giving us instructions to how to live by as a nation of people, so we can, once we learn those type of the things that Yah requires, then we were supposed to go out and teach the other nations. We were supposed to go out and teach these other nations the instructions of Yah. You know, because he was trying to establish us as a people and get us right as a people, as a nation, and Yah also was keeping his promise. And we're going to get into that as well. Let me get into that. Let me pull this up, go back to my screen sharing. Let's get some more. But we see here, and it's some more to this. It's not all right here, but verse 6 is key. This is our duty, brothers. And so this is what we are supposed to be doing right now. Not teaching all no racism and all of this bull crap that a lot of people are doing. I don't care what it is. Are you the black side, the white side, the turquoise, yellow, and green side? I ain't teaching them because of their skin color. No, I don't care if you're saying you're Israelite or you're saying you're Jewish, whoever. If you're saying that you follow Torah, you are obligated, especially if you're saying that you're Yah's chosen people. Well, like I said, whether you're saying you're Israelite or Jewish, whatever, right? And you're claiming to be those people, you have an obligation. You have an obligation to be teaching as Yah's Kohen, as his ministers, priests, whatever word you want to use. You have an obligation to teach the people of the word, because Yah says what? Then Yah shall be a treasured among all the people, for the earth is mine. And that is our obligation to teach the world Yah's commandments. But let's get deeper. Let's go to some more, right? As we even look at here, we have Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, right? Let's see here, right here. And it says, for you are a people set apart as holy for Yahweh thy Elohim. Yahweh thy Elohim has chosen you out of all the people on the face of the earth to be his own unique treasure. That's, y'all see that, right? To be his own unique treasure. He chose you though. Let's go get the whole verse. Let's get to the whole verse. Let's go to Dabarim 7 and 6. Let's get to the whole thing right here, brothers and sisters. Let's get it. Let's get the whole thing's context. Let's get it. Let's go here again, right? For you are to be a set apart. You should be a people set apart as holy for Yahweh the Elohim. Yahweh the Elohim has chosen you out of all the people on the face of the earth to be his own unique treasure. Yahweh did not set his heart on you or choose you because you numbered more than any other people. On the contrary, you were fewest of all people. Rather, it was Yahweh love you because Yahweh loved you and because he wanted to keep his oath, right? That's why he did it. He wanted to keep his oath, his promise as well, which he had sworn to your ancestors, that Yahweh brought you out with a strong hand and redeemed you from a life of slavery under the hand of Pharaoh of Egypt. This is Yahweh's keeping his promise as well to our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. He's keeping his promise, right? And so we made it, our ancestors as well, when Jacob and Israel, they supposed to had made a covenant, went into a contract and said, yeah, we'll be your special people. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take care of that for you. And went into the covenant and contract, but we hadn't been keeping that in of the bargain as well, right? So let's go down to verse 12 as well. Let's go to verse 11 right here. We see it's highlighted. It says, because you are to keep the mitzvot or commandments or the instructions, it says laws and ruling, which I am giving you today. This is Moses, and obey them, right? Because you are listening to these rules, keeping and obeying them, Yahweh your Elohim will keep with you the covenant and mercy that he swore to your ancestors. This is Moses having a discussion with the children of Israel, right? So, brothers and sisters, again, it's not that just to say that, We are Yah's set apart people, and that alone is that's just what it is. We have a duty, we have an obligation though, to be that special people, because we seen what it says in the beginning, and the book of Shemot, or they call Exodus, verse 5 and 6, what he says. Let me go back to my other one here. It says, "And now, if you will obey me and be faithful and keep my covenant," that's if you, then you will be a treasured people unto me. Let's get some more notes right fast. Let's get some more notes. And because like I said, my point is again today is just showing that we are supposed to be ministers, and like I said, just not the Levites. Now, even though we know the Levites were the priestly class, but we all as a nation, supposedly when we met people and went out, we was supposed to be able to teach the people. And I thought about something, brothers and sisters. Let me take this off. But I thought about something earlier, right? We have a people that's out here teaching today that call themselves Jehovah Witness. Now, they use the word Jehovah, like you said, Jah. They use the word Jehovah, and they are saying that they are a witness for Jehovah. And that's something. That is our duty, brothers and sisters. We are supposed to be the witnesses for Yah. You know, they got that out of the Bible anyway, out of the Tanakh. We are truly supposed to be Yah's witness, Israel, the nation of Israel. We his witnesses, right? So, but they're somewhat to a degree, even they be talking about, I don't know what they call Jesus. I forgot, y'all. I haven't seen nothing about the Jehovah Witness doctrine, but I know they kind of believe in Jesus. I don't know if they call him something else. I can't remember what they call him. But they are teaching that, though. You know, they're saying they are Jehovah's Witness, or Yah's Witness. But in a way, they're somewhat keeping our obligation and our duty, right? What do you talk about, Ariel? What are you talking about? Now, we see them out there on the highways and the byways. But I don't agree with that doctrine. They come to your homes. They knock on your door and try to do what? Witness to you about, as they say, Yah. Or not Yah. Jah, as they call it, right? Jehovah, right? They come to witness to you about Jehovah and tell you about what they said Jehovah. You see them on the streets passing out their pamphlets to try to get you to know basically Jehovah, according to their doctrine. They come knock on your door, walk through your neighborhoods and knock on your door to try to teach you about a Jehovah. They're out there trying to witness to the people, give testimony, cry out loud to the people, right? But according to their doctrine. But they're doing something that we're supposed to be doing as Yah's people, ministering to the people, trying to get the people to learn Yah's instructions. That's what they're out there doing, brothers and sisters. Something we supposed to be doing. I'm not saying we got to be knocking on people's door, but we're supposed to be getting people to know. As the footnote from this Jewish study Bible says that, and it says we're supposed to learn Yah's codes and his commandments and to serve as priests, bringing knowledge of him to the world. We are supposed to be bringing the knowledge of Yahweh, Yah Elohim, to the world, to the whole world. And it's not turning people away because of their skin color. You mad at this person because of this. You don't like them because of that. Yeah. Show me where Yah told y'all that at. Show it to me from the Tanakh. Show it to me from the Torah. That's what I mean. Show it to me from the Torah. I know there were certain things where he said, don't mix with this, don't mix with that, don't mix amongst the Canaanites. But if y'all want to talk about that, it's my brothers and sisters who call themselves melanated, black, whatever. You know, was it not the Canaanites? You said, well, you told us don't mix amongst the Canaanites. Well, I heard from some school of thought and certain things that say the Canaanites were black. And the Israelites that say the Israelites were black. So they're saying the Israelites don't mix with other black folks then. But y'all said, that's another. I ain't gonna get into that. I ain't touching that. But let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, brothers and sisters. We want to get some clarity tonight. I'm not gonna get into all this other craziness. But we see here, we go to Hosea If we go to the book of Hosea or Hosea, we see where it says that, this is one of the famous things that people quote, but they don't give it all in there. It says that my people are destroyed for want of knowledge. Now I know some Bibles for the lack of knowledge. Let's get that. Let's get that from the King James version. You know they get the King James version. Let's get that. Let's get that. Hosea. Let's get it. Let's go. Hosea. Let's get Hosea 4:6, right? Because this is what people quote a lot of times. So let's get this one here. Let's get some clarity here today. Now, yeah. It says, for my people, highlight, boom. No, change color. Yeah, I'll change it later. It said, for my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because they have rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the laws of Yahweh, and I will, or the Elohim, I will also forget thy children. But let's go back and see it again. He mentioning that you would not be a priest unto me. I will reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest unto me. Since you did what? Since you are rejecting the knowledge of the Most High. You're rejecting the knowledge of the Most High. It says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because they reject it. That's why I like to tell people all the time. I said, man, it's not that nobody, like, especially I used to be on a lot of other podcasts. I said, it's not like that someone hadn't came. People like, man, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And that's all they read right there. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Whoa, you got to keep on going, brother. Sister, you got to keep on going with that. Why are they destroyed? Like we're seeing things that go out in the community that's happening out there. Why are they destroyed? That's because it didn't say our people are not destroyed because hadn't anybody came and tried to warn them or try to tell them. It says our people are destroyed because they have rejected knowledge. I try to tell people have been coming trying to tell us about certain things, uplift us. But a lot of us, we have rejected the knowledge that have came before us and came to us. So we can't just talk about our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. No, because you're rejecting it. Come on, we're gonna tell it. We're gonna tell the whole thing. Come on now. People are rejecting the knowledge is why they're lacking the knowledge. And we go to say that, and I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten my instructions. That is why one thing like y'all says, because like I said again, brothers and sisters, we are supposed to be priests unto the nation. But if we want to forget Yah's instructions and go out and teaching somebody else's instructions, Yahweh Shai's instructions, Paul's instructions, not giving the people what Yah says, because Paul even tell you you're not under the law anymore. As they said, law, you're not under Yah's instructions anymore, but you under the law or under the instructions of, as he teach, you under the instructions of Christ. So if you under his instructions and under his teaching, under his guides, you don't, and our people have started to reject the Torah. Yeah, yes, they do, because Paul teach you to reject the Torah. When he says you're not under the Torah, you're not under the, as they say, the Old Testament anymore, right? So you're rejecting the knowledge. You're rejecting the instruction that Yah gave you from his servant Moses. You're rejecting it. And this is why you look out and certain things of your people are being destroyed in the community, because they are rejecting what Yah is giving and taking on what somebody else is giving, and preaching and becoming ministers of somebody else other than Yah. What can I get a amen? Like to the church say, can I get a amen? And lying or nothing. That's what y'all doing. That's what you're doing. But Yah says you should be. Let's go to verse 4. It says, thou shalt be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for all their ways and reward them their doing. But yes, sir, brothers and sisters, we are supposed to be ministers and teachers. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's look at this one here. Isaiah 61, 61 and 6, right? And here's what it says in 60. And highlight that for y'all again. Highlight that. Let's tell y'all what. Let's just go to the whole thing. We don't want to read it in my note. 61 and Isaiah 61 and 6. 61:6 says, there we go, bam. Let me see here. Highlight this. I keep highlighting the green. I could change it later. I could change it. But thou shalt be, Isaiah 61:6 says, but ye shall be named priests of Yahweh. Let me see, what do I got this on? I got this on the King James Version. Let me go out of here. Get out of this King James. Get out of that King James. I'm not just a fan of the King James, y'all. Let me see. 6. Now, I do say that I'm not a king when I say about translate. I'm not a really fond of the King James Version. But that's another whole story. But you will be called Kohen of Yahweh, spoken of as ministers of the Elohim. You will feed on the wealth of nations and revel in their riches. But you will be called Kohen, is it ministers, or some had priests, spoken of as ministers unto the Elohim. Keep mentioning that Israel. But see, that is our duty, Israel, because like I said, we are supposed to be, is another note, is saying that we are supposed to be, as right here, a light unto the nations. Let's Isaiah, and this is the last scripture I bring out right here. I, Yahweh, have made you a vessel of my purpose. I have taken you by the hand, right, and kept you safe. And I have chosen you to be an agreement to the people and a light to the nations. Now, that nations, y'all see that with an S, not what a nation, but the nations. Now, I know my brothers and sisters in some of these camps, they like to play the game. They like, see, the nation, man. See, them nations, we're talking about nation. That was Israelites who were scattered amongst them all other people. That's how they like to play the game. That's how they like to play the game. But we ain't gonna get into too much of that. But no. Yah wanted us, brothers and sisters, to be a light unto all of the nations, a minister, priest, a Kohen, to teach the people of the world his instructions, his right ruling. As I go back to my note right here in my stone Tanakh, it says a kingdom of ministers. Although the translation, although usually translated as priests, it says in context of this verse, meaning that the entire nation is to be dedicated to leading the world toward an understanding and acceptance of the Most High's mission, not our mission. See, a lot of these things, brothers and sisters, that people are teaching their will. They're teaching their will. They're teaching the doctrine and commandment of men. They're teaching the doctrine and commandment of some of these founders and teachers and leaders of the One West, One West and things what they have concocted and came up with. No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That is not Yah's commandment. They want to teach all this other foolishness out here. That's not Yah's instructions, brothers and sisters. They're coming up with all these old fabricated teachings and stuff like this and trying to say this is Yah's commandment and all of this. No, quit all that foolishness, brothers. That's not. Y'all ain't listen. Yah said you're going to have to go out and teach the world. I don't care. Liberation Tabernacle Ministries, we're trying to, our duty is to uplift humanity through Yah's word. That's our duty. That's our obligation. We don't care. We don't care what nobody says about us. We don't care because, number one, we have to please the Most High. That is who we have to please. We are obligated. We've learned our obligation and we're trying to do it. See, we have to teach the whole world all this hatred, and there's so much hatred and stuff that goes on through the world, man. We don't have time for all that foolishness. It's like my brother Maury David Israel says. We had a class a couple of weeks ago, and like he was saying, man, even when people are getting in all this slavery doctrine and all of this, they're focusing more on the he said the negative misvotes or commandments instead of teaching on the positive commandments of the Most High Yah. And I was watching the Shabbat class with one of these congregations the other day, and was a Jewish congregation I was just watching. I'm just looking at things, just seeing what was going on. So I was watching it, and they had a younger, what is it, Caucasian, European descent, younger. She was having her, what was it, man? I forget. Now they had the males, bat mitzvah. I think it's bat mitzvah. I might be pronouncing it wrong. When they were having, for the young woman, young lady, she was having her, I think it's bav mitzvah. Y'all help me with pronunciation. Y'all help me out with the pronunciation. Because I know there's a difference with the male and female. But anyway, she was having there. And one of the things she was bringing out, and she was talking about the negative, the negative misfortunes or the negative commandments, and how we got to turn those negatives into the positive and focus more on the positive. And I remember when she was saying, and it took me back to the class Brother Amore David Israel was saying, that we have to study and we have to stay and teach our people the positive mitzvot instead of always all these negative stuff, because y'all want us to be on the positive level instead of the positive commandments. Like here, just pull up on Safari, and y'all can see when you go into what they have here. Let me go back here. Go to Safari, and you go into Safari, the app. You can get it on your phone or you just go online. Safari, they have, this is a great study tool. This is a great study tool to learn from and get into. Now they have some, you go in here, got Tanakh, they got the Mishnah and Talmud, but you have what they call halakha, right? The halakha. And it says legal works providing guidance on all aspects of, now we're just going to say Jewish life. I don't get caught up in all that Jewish stuff. I don't get caught up in the new language like that. But anyway, legal works providing guidance on all aspects of Jewish life, rooted in past sources and growing, addressing, changing realities. Now, you go into halakha, right? This is what I'm trying to get y'all into something. And then you have something called the Mishnah Torah, right? And you go into Mishnah Torah, and you will see something here, positive mitzvot or commandments and negative mitzvot. Now, let's look up something right fast. Now, I'm not going to get all the way into this, but this is something we have to get into and really just stay focused on, brothers and sisters, as Israel. Now, the first thing y'all see as the number one mitzvot, as they say, commandments, is instruction. First of the positive commandments is the mitzvot to know that there is no Elohim, as Exodus 20:2 states, I am your Elohim, I am your power, or Elohim, your Yahweh. You know what I mean? So y'all see, this is the first thing. I am. There is none other, right? And to unify him, as Deuteronomy 6:4 state, Elohim is Yahweh. Elohim is one, right? Our power is Yahweh. Our power is one. So, you're going to just go through, it's just going through all the positive misvotes. Now, if you even look at some of the, going back here through some of the negative things, like the number one negative commandment here is the first mitzvot of the negative commandment is to not consider the thoughts that there is another divinity aside from the Elohim, as Exodus 20:3 states. And you should have no other Elohim, or it says gods, besides me. Now, we do know in Christianity they do, right? Even brothers around here talk about Most High and Christ. When you Most High and Christ, you are associating partners with, like I said, I tell y'all this all the time. Like I used to practice Islam, and my brother David Israel did too. And we learned this thing in Islam. They call it shirk, meaning partners, ascribing partners with the Most High. So even with that, when you're saying Most High and, you're adding something with a partner with the Most High. When you say and, the Most High and, that is adding something, partnerships with the Most High. And we know that is a no in Israelite tradition, in Israelite commandments, as we're instructed. We're not supposed to add anything with God. So there's a violation. That is one of the negative misfits or commandments. You're not to have any other as a powers or whatever. We have this God thing. We translate into powers or mighty ones before me or even with me, right? We don't not supposed to do it. And then let's get to this one right fast, and I'm gonna jump up out of here. Do not make an idol, not to make oneself or have one made for oneself by others. As Exodus 20:4 states, do not make an idol for yourselves. Well, Yahweh Shai, them damn signs y'all see of them 12 tribe charts they be having. I mean, not 12 tribe charts, but them camps be having that damn sign talking about this is what Yahweh Shai look like. They have made an idol. That they listen here, that they idolize. Because number one, right? Don't they idolize Yahweh Shai? Do they not idolize so-called Jesus, right? Yes, they do. As they say, Lord, Savior, they King, they idolize him. They admire him. Everything here, Jesus said this, Yahweh Shai this, so they idolize him like the American Idol, right? They idolize him. And now they have made an image of him, what they claim to be an image of him. And they always want to tell you about what Christ looked like. What did Christ look like? What did Christ look like? And then they show people a damn sign, of what he's supposed to look like. Which there was somebody who they dropped. But anyway, this is a negative mitzvot or commandment that we're not supposed to do it either. But we see these people doing it. We see them doing it, right? So yeah, let me get out of these negative mitzvot. Let me get out of there. But yeah, man. So let's look at it and get ready to try to end this with this one. But what is our duty, Israel? We are supposed to be ministers and they say priests, whatever guides to the whole world by doing what though? We are first and foremost to learn, first of all, learn Yah's commandments, learn his instructions. Listen, like it told him, it told us to listen, not come back. Listen to Yah's commandments. Listen to his commandments. Learn them, right? Here we go. It says, if you pay attention carefully to what I say, we have to listen carefully to what the Most High is saying and keep our covenant with the Most High. First and foremost, we learn that. We learn what he desired for us to learn so we can be better as a people, better as a nation. And then we take that and we be a light unto the nations, be a reflection of how a nation's supposed to look, how a people's supposed to look. And this is what we're supposed to be, a guide, because sometimes y'all know people be influencers, right, to other people. They have this thing now, especially on social medias and everything. They call them influencers. Some people are influencing others now by the things they do on video. They're influencers. So Israel, we're supposed to truly, that was our job in the beginning. We was, before the internet and before all this social media, we were supposed to be influencers. And we still are supposed to be influencers. That's why I tell y'all all the time, man, when we're doing what we're supposed to do as y'all's people, they supposed to, man, look at them people, man. Look how they living. You don't never hear about them people getting in no trouble. You don't hear about them people doing nothing wrong, man. You don't hear about, nothing, man. Everything you hear about them people is positive, because we're supposed to be following the positive mitzvot or commandments or instructions. So you're right. They will be right when they're not supposed to hear nothing bad about us because we're following all of these positive mitzvot, right? But let me go back to the conclusion. Let me go back right here, Ecclesiastes, because what is our duty, brothers and sisters? As it says, as they call them, the priests. Ecclesiastes says, 12 and 13 says, here is the final conclusion. And that's right. For my video today, here is the final conclusion, brothers and sisters. Now that you have heard everything, it says, fear Yah, respect Elohim, our power, and keep his mitzvot, keep his commandments. Because why? Because this is what being human is all about. Now, that's what this scribe say. This is what being human is all about. King James Version. I see a lot of y'all study King James Version. Let me give y'all what King James Version says here. Now, I like the version how they put it in the King James Version. I ain't gonna lie. I like how they put it here. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. And we truly do. We have to hear the conclusion of this whole matter, no matter what else, everything is being said. What is the conclusion of this whole matter when we talk about Torah, when we learn Torah, when we're having a discussion about Torah? What is the conclusion? So when you have a class and when you're reading something, a book or a story or whatever, and they ask you, what is the moral of the story? And then you have to tell them what you read, and you have to write some, y'all people who wrote essays in school, you write about what it was about. So when they're asking, so what is the conclusion out of all of that y'all told the children of Israel throughout the Tanakh? What was the conclusion out of all that? When y'all read from Genesis to Malachi, what is the moral of the story? What is the whole conclusion of that matter? And it would be, as they have here, fear Yah or respect Yah and keep his commandments. Because why? For this is the duty, the whole duty, y'all, the whole duty of man and woman. We know man here just meaning all mankind. It is the duty, because like the other one says, the complete Jewish study Bible says, human beings. That is the duty, brothers and sisters. And this is what we're supposed to be teaching throughout for everybody in the world. Everybody. When the whole matter, what do you say, y'all? When the dust is settled and the smoke is clear, what is the conclusion of this whole matter when we read Torah? When we read all of these things, when we read this whole Bible, well, not the whole Bible, y'all, but Malachi, like I said, Malachi again through Genesis, what is the whole conclusion? That we have respect for the Most High, Yah. And we keep his commandments, because that is the whole duty of man. That is the whole duty of man. I thought I was screen sharing. Uh-oh. Let me see. I'm going to go back down and do it again. My bad, y'all. I thought I was screen sharing. Now y'all see that. So let us hear the conclusion. That is what it's about, brothers and sisters. That is our duty as Israelites. That is our duty as Israel. I don't care if you're saying you're Israelite, Judaism, whatever it is. That is the duty, brothers and sisters, and we have this obligation still. Not just what he was telling the brothers and sisters at that time when Moses was alive and he was on the mountain. No, we still have these obligations to this very day. Because Christianity teach, again, with their doctrine is that nobody, as I was listening a little bit earlier to Rabbi Tobiah Singer, as a Rabbi Tobiah Singer, and he was talking about how Christianity teach people that basically through Paul's teaching that you can't do it, man, on your own. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You have to have Jesus do it for you. You have to have Yahweh Shai do it for you. You're not able to do it for yourself, but we know that's not Torah. We know that's not Tanakh. There's nothing you can do, because one man sinned and all of us fall under that sin of man. Plumb foolishness. Y'all don't work that way, y'all. Y'all ain't working that way. Y'all says all of us are responsible for our own transgression. All of us are responsible for our own sins. He ain't holding me. He's not going to hold my son responsible for what I did. He's not going to hold me responsible for what my father did. I have to be responsible for my own self. He said, to the third and fourth generation that love him. If my father didn't love Yah, but I learned of Yah now, I love Yah. I love his commandments. I love his instruction. Yah is not going to hold me accountable for what my father did, and I'm loving Yah. I'm learning his will. I'm teaching his will. I'm showing to the best of my ability other people how to live by Yah's will. Yah's going to punish me for my father when I'm doing his will? No. He said to the third and to the thousands of generations. That's what he said. Now, to the thousands, but showing mercy and grace to the thousands that do what? Love him. Come on now. That's what we're supposed to be teaching the world, brothers and sisters. That's what we're supposed to be. So our obligation, our duty as Israelites, as Jews, or whatever we want to be called, brothers and sisters, We're supposed to be priests, Kohens, ministers. If anybody going to minister to the world and minister Yah's word, it's supposed to be Israel, the Israelites, the Yahudim, and we are supposed to be ministering. But first, we got to do what we supposed to do. We got to listen to Yah, not our not a lot of these teachers. A lot of ain't nothing wrong with a teacher, y'all, because like we get it right. But they got to be rooted in teaching what Yah says. I mean, Yah said. Excuse me. They got to be teaching what Yah said. They got to be teaching what Yah said and not their own thing. Yeah, they can't be coming here teaching their own thing, right? They got to be teaching what Yah says according to Torah. That's what it is, brothers and sisters. They got to be teaching it according to Yah's name. So, get ready to conclude. You know, I mentioned Rabbi Tovia Singers. I have both of his books right here, man. Great books. Great books. This is not a paid advertisement, y'all. I'm just showing I show love where it's due. Let's get biblical part 1 and 2. Well, it's part 1. Let's get biblical part 1 and 2. Yes, sir. Why doesn't Judaism accept the Christian Messiah? He going in on this stuff, brothers and sisters. I've been getting into these books, man, learning a lot of this stuff. Like you'll get into it. You have sin and atonement. That the Passover lamb sacrifice foreshadowed the crucifixion of Jesus. Could Jesus' death atone for any sin? Does Judaism believe in the original sin? And what does the Bible really say? See, that's what I was talking about earlier. What does the Bible really say? Now, you know he's speaking about, does Judaism believe in original sin? And what does the Bible really say? Oh, that's a good one right there, brothers and sisters. That's a good one right there. So, yeah. Check it out, man. Rabbi Tovia Singer right here on YouTube. Excellent books, volume 1 and 2. He have a thing. What is he run a thing called Outreach Judaism. I just don't. I tell you, I don't turn down no knowledge, man. Hey, as long as it's right knowledge, anyway. As long as it's right knowledge. So, but again, brothers and sisters, I want to thank y'all for. Oh, I forgot to give a shout out to the fam. I forgot to shout out to the family on that. I looked up earlier trying to get the name. Yes, sir. Shout out and a big shalom to the sons of Yah, the son of Yah, chosen one, the son of Yah, chosen one. Thank you, fam, for listening and conversating. You shouted out some things in the comment. You was asking questions. And I really do appreciate you for tuning in and taking your time out to listen to Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. Just thank you indeed. I'm trying to see if somebody else said something here, something else. There was a lot of things, man. That video I did when I was talking about that Yahweh Shah thing, man. Hey, boy, the people been on that thing about that Yahweh Shah. They just ain't gonna get it, y'all. I'm gonna just leave them at where they be. That the one that I asked, where is the book of Yahweh Shah, aka Jesus? That one right there. And I think it was another one that I did. I don't know. I forgot, y'all. Did I do one called Is Yahweh Shah and Jesus the same person? I don't know. But anyway, because some people are like, ain't the same thing. Yeah, they didn't get it. They didn't get that video. They didn't get the context of what I was saying. No, I didn't do the one was Jesus and Yahweh Shah the same. But I just said, where's that book of Yahweh Shah? Yeah, they didn't get it. They didn't catch it. And then I said something about Yahweh Shah. They still commenting on that one heavily. About Jesus being king, yeah. But I thought Herod and Pilate and all of them was on the throne as so-called the kingdom of Yehuda at that time. But we're going to get at Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. We need to get into some real discussions right here, brothers and sisters, and bring it on. I mean, hey, if y'all disagree, hey, I have no problem with you. Just you can disagree all you want to. But the facts remain. What we do here, Liberation Tabernacle of Yah, we read the Torah. We read it, and I read it as any other story. I will read any other book, any other story, and come on, get the context, y'all, and read what the story is talking about. Get the context. Understanding biblical literature. Not inserting how I feel about the subject matter, not putting my own twist to it, trying to insert myself into it. No, that's not what we do here, Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. We read it as it is, and we get the principles and learn the principles behind the stories and all of these type of things. And then, we go. But that's what we're here to do. We're not here to make up any doctrine to fit, because we don't have a doctrine our own self. We're not making up nothing at Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. If it's not in there, we ain't teaching it. We not teaching it. I said ain't, but I still say ain't too. We ain't teaching it, right? We're not going to teach it. If it's not in there, we're going to do is like they taught you in school, man. They taught you that in school. They ask you when you read something, there's any book, when you read it, they're going to ask you, what was the moral of the story? The Bible and things is no different. What was the moral of a story? What was Isaiah warning the people about? What were they doing when he had to come and warn them? What were they doing reading Jeremiah, all the prophets? What was going on in those stories? What was going on in those stories? Yes, sir. All right, brothers and sisters, we thank you again. Like I said, what is the duty of the chosen people of Yah? What is the duty of the chosen people of Yah? Let's learn his commandments. Let's learn the instructions from Yah. And let's teach the world to come out of their foolishness. For them to get to know the mission, as the Stone Tanakh says, to learn Yah's mission and live up to his will, meet his expectation, meet Yah's obligation. And let's set this world right. Because Yah, what did Yah says? Because all of this is mine. All of this is mine. All the people on the planet is his. No matter what skin complexion, what skin type, we can put our racism to it. We can put our own foolishness to it. But y'all ain't, listen, man. Y'all ain't into all that. Now, he destroyed a nation because of their wickedness. And wickedness, and y'all, Lord knows, Most High knows, I'm dealing with so much stuff right now, finding out stuff about people. That's why I say I don't get all of this, because if I really want, I could do a whole show on this here about all of this stuff. Now, and I said it, I used to be in the Wahhabian Nation. I learned from one time Elijah Muhammad talked about the blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil, but I learned something from Dr. York. Said, he wrote a book about it. And I said, we see you too, you black devils. So, man, I see so much of it right now, y'all. I see so much of it right now. I hadn't even, as people say, doing funerals, told you my mom just made a transition, getting ready to have a funeral coming up this week. And I've seen so much. Can't say I'm mourning, but I can't, or grieve. That's what I meant, not in a mourning or grieving, but you can't even just, so much other, personal stuff with these black ass folks who claim to be, I ain't gonna get into that, but it's a lot. That's why I don't get into all that black this, black that, my black brother, man. Y'all could take that and go some. I almost got a little raunchy, but I forgot I'm on the tabernacle. But I'm gonna say it like this. I tell people to go to hell with all that black this and black that. Get out of my damn face with that. So many black ass people out here doing so much damn dirt. It's damn ridiculous. And if we want to even talk about that, let's go here. If so-called black folks want to teach this, that the black Adam and Eve were the first people on the planet Earth, and they were black, and then you had Cain, and they were their first sons. Hell, weren't they black? And then Cain, black ass, do something evil and wicked to his own black brother Abel, huh? If we gonna tell it, y'all, we're gonna tell the damn truth then, don't we? Come on, let's tell it now, huh? Them first people, if they was black, or y'all say Esau, the white folks didn't get here to Esau, as y'all say, or Edom. Well, hell, look what black folk did. All them black folk were doing dirty, and the Most High had to destroy the damn planet because all them black ass folk the Esau wasn't here yet, right? As y'all say, the white man, y'all had to destroy the planet because black folk was acting a damn fool and messing up the damn planet, right? Come on now, if y'all gonna teach it, y'all, if that's how y'all gonna teach it, you better teach it right then, huh? You better teach it right then. Go on, tell the truth then. But you better change the damn story the way y'all teaching it then and stop all that damn foolishness. We got to teach y'all's commandment and teach y'all's if they are wicked, Let's get him to learn Yah's mission, Yah's way, his instructions, to get him out of that damn foolishness then. Huh? Shalom.